Bayern fans, don't get it twisted. We were robbed once again in the Champions League. Just like always, the German team's getting the blunt end of the stick. I will get to the match right now, where I'm 8 hours removed from the game and I'm still furious about this shit. First of all, let's start with Saka. That is not a penalty from Saka. No, Neuer stood there. He came out brilliantly. He stood his place, and Saka's foot goes towards Neuer. Saka's foot was not going in the direction of his run. He lifted his foot and he kicked Neuer. And he shamelessly sat there on the ground and tried to sell it. And then when they didn't get the penalty, he got up and limped. Oh, I'm the star boy. I'm hurt. No, you're not. Saka's shameless on you. Bad boy. Bad boy. So Arsenal fans, no, that was not a penalty. Bayern fans, we know that's not a penalty. Desperation, shameless from you, Bukayo Saka. Shameless. But again, Bayern freaking robbed. Gabriel picking up the ball. The situation where Raya starts it, the whistle is blown. Raya kicks the goal kick into play, and Gabriel picks the ball up with his hands. Sets it back down, and plays it again. When the whistle is already blown and Raya has played it into the game, that is a penalty every day of the week. That's a fucking penalty. And the referee's justification when he goes to Tuchel. You guys, the referee, Arsenal fans, you can't argue it. The referee already went to Thomas Tuchel and said, yes, I had a colossal fuck up. I didn't call that foul because I thought it was too childlike. It doesn't matter if it was childlike. The rules are the rules. That was a penalty offense, and FC Bayern Munich were robbed from going up 3-1 at that moment because Harry Kane would have put that penalty away. And this tie could have changed completely. Completely. So I'm going to get that controversy out of the way right now. Let's get into the game. Arsenal, brilliant start. Bukayo Saka, great goal. Resulting from a miscommunication between Dyer. Fonzie loses the ball. Bukayo Saka takes the ball in stride. 1-2 touch. Finish in the bottom left corner. Very good goal from Bukayo. But, you guys, I think Serge Gnabry watched my video yesterday. I called for Serge to tap into 2020 Gnabry. I told him to tap into that demon. It's somewhere inside of him. And Mr. Serge Gnabry pops up with another freaking goal in London on his return, scoring against Arsenal, celebrating against Arsenal, the team who cast him aside and said he wasn't good enough. Brilliant. And you guys, let's focus on that goal. People have to give credit in multiple aspects of that goal. First of all, Harry Kane. He could have easily not pressed Kivior, and without Kane's press, Kivior doesn't make that mistake. So credit to Kane for keeping some urgency in the play and pressing Kivior. Then Kivior makes the mistake due to Kane's press and pressure. Sané picks up the ball. I feel like people are not talking about this pass enough. Leroy Sané's pass to Leon Goretzka was world fucking class. Perfectly weighted, taking Declan Rice out of the game, right into Goretzka's path. And Goretzka, it's not easy pickings for it. Goretzka slides the ball in beautifully to Gnabry. I'm getting 2020 flashbacks at this point, as if that Goretzka assist chip ball to Gnabry in Barca 8-2. Beautiful to see in Gnabry first time finish, cooks on Arsenal. And this is where Arsenal messed up. Arsenal's fans messed up. The Arsenal fans were very loud, but when that ball went in the back of the net, nothing. There was nothing. The Arsenal fans let down their team. You don't go and concede at home and it's only 1-1 and you do not become quiet. That is rule number 1 of the Champions League as a home team in a knockout game. The fans make a difference. And the Arsenal fans today, you failed at your job miserably. Miserably, just like every other Premier League team that's overrated. When a Premier League team is losing, Premier League atmospheres are the most overrated in world football. And so because of that, Bayern gets more comfortable. The stadium's quiet. They gain confidence. And then Neuer, Daddy Neuer. Neuer's at some point, he gets the ball. He says, fuck this, I'm bored. He scoops the ball up like he's in a five-a-side, plays it to De Ligt, scoops it up, and just lobs it over Havertz's head. De Ligt controls it, and De Ligt with a fantastic ball between two lines to Leroy Sané's feet, and Leroy Sané turning turning Kivior inside out like a twister game. Like the twister game, doing the 50-yard dash through the best defense of the world. I'm not saying that jokingly. This Arsenal team has the best defense of the world, and he just runs through them and gets the penalty. Credit to you, Leroy. Beautiful first half. And then Harry freaking Kane. Boom! Beautiful penalty. Forces Raya went to Mexico. Raya was already going to Mexico. Kane saw that Raya was going to Mexico, and Kane sent that ball to Canada. Beautiful from Kane. First half ends. Second half. 50-50 game. Great subs from Arteta. Jesus and Trossard come on. And in the end, Jesus and Trossard combine for the Arsenal second goal. Beautiful goal from Arsenal on that second goal. Fantastic play from Gabriel Jesus. Sitting down De Ligt, laying it off, having the composure to lay it off to Trossard. Trossard finishes. But here's the interesting thing. They scored that second goal, but I already talked about it. The Gabriel picking the ball up in his own box, that was before that. So if we got the penalty we deserved, Kane puts it away. It's 3-1, and that game does not end with another Arsenal goal. I'm sorry. It doesn't. That's the harsh reality. But what I found surprising was Arsenal get the second goal, and I'm like, all right, Arsenal's going to ramp up the pressure, and they're going to dominate us the rest of the game. But no, I like the character this Bayern team showed. They dominated after that second goal. They were keeping possession more. They kept the game under control. And in the end, we almost scored 1 or 2 goals. Coman hit the post after that lovely play from Musiala to open up the cross. And Coman hits the post in the 89th minute. Very, very close. Very, very close. But in the end, it ends 2-2. And of course, we already talked about it in the beginning. Saka goes for the shameless dive against Neuer in the 95th minute. He tries to play it off as an injury. Shameless from you for Bukayo Saka. Shameless. I think for Bayern today, the best players for Bayern, I got to say, Kimmich was Bayern's best player. Kimmich is the best right back in the world, man. Martinelli and Trossard couldn't do anything against Kimmich. He locked those boys down. Brilliant Kimmich. Brilliant defending. Kimmich for Bayern. Kimmich was great. I thought Musiala, as a number 10, young 21-year-old number 10, he's probably going up against the best functioning midfield and defense. I thought he did pretty well. Harry Kane was great. Leroy Sané was great. Serge Gnabry was great. And Leimer and Goretzka, if you go to my Twitter, I was roasting those two when I saw their starting. But they had decent games. Goretzka with a ton of blocks. Leimer with critical press throughout the game. So decent performance for Bayern, showing that Champions League heritage and mentality. And Arsenal, I think for Arsenal, I'm going to be honest. Besides Saka's goal, Saka got locked down by Gnabry and Alphonso Davies. Saka was not that good throughout the game. For me, Odegaard was fantastic. Odegaard was fantastic for Arsenal. Ben White was fantastic. Ben White was the best in that back line today for Arsenal. Ben White, Odegaard. I thought Trossard and Jesus were brilliant combining for that goal. So, some defensive mistakes on both sides, but now we're going 2-2 in the Allianz next Wednesday. And let me tell you something. We talked about the Arsenal fans. And Arsenal, I saw your performance in Portugal at Porto's home. This Bayern Allianz Arena shit is no joke. This is a young Arsenal team. So you young boys on the Arsenal team, get ready for this before the kickoff even happens. Bayern, 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 Bayern. Get ready for a war zone, hostile mentality. Can this young Arsenal team cope? 2-2. It's still a 50-50 game in my opinion. Arsenal can come and get a result against Bayern. But can they handle that pressure? Bayern! Can they? We're going to have to see next Wednesday. This Bayern team, they know what it's like to play at the Allianz. They're ready. They definitely got confidence from this game. So next week, we're going to see, is this Arsenal team legit away from home? Will they crumble like the little boys we think they are? We will see. So Bayern, Arsenal next Wednesday. I'll drop a pre-match video on that on either Sunday or Monday. But I'm ready. I'm ready for war, and I'm gonna be I'm doing a watch along for that game. So tune in for the watch along. So I'll talk to you guys later about this game. I'm gonna post my Real Madrid Man City reaction too right after I upload this. Exciting times ahead, guys. Champions League. I love. Nothing makes me feel like this. The Champions League, nothing else. Only the World Cup and Champions League gets me feeling like this. The nervous energy I had the whole 90 minutes against in that Arsenal game. Nothing else brings that emotion out of me. And I fucking love it. Sometimes it's painful. Sometimes it's beautiful. I love that shit. This has been the Hokage. Catch me on the next one.